just yesterday, I sent you a picture of this, a little clip of me with my phone as I was out at the same area where I caught the dark-haired big juvie. And while I was there just looking, I took a picture and I was starting to take a stride back towards my car, and a small boulder was thrown into the pond and big splash from, 50 meters out or whatever the distance is. There's a dead tree and a little bit of a peninsula where land jets out. There was no waves on my side, so it must have been the other side. But I tried to copy that, and I was throwing in rocks the size of maybe a soccer ball or a volleyball, and it was kind of making the same volume of sound, but it was like only like 10 feet away from me, the splash. And this thing was that loud, but 40 meters away. So something picked up a small boulder and chucked it like a golf ball. We would chuck a golf ball into the water to let me know either it was there or to try to scare me out of there.
Yeah.
So that was just a day ago.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
that's most recent that I passed along. And
okay, just a quick vid. Black flies are pretty bad, but I was standing just about here, a few more feet to the left here. Took a picture because I've got pictures of them here before. I was just on my way back to the car, which is to my right, 20 feet away or so, and something threw a big rock. Just see that dead tree just right off my left shoulder, just kind of jutting out there. Just there's a little bit of an inlet, and something threw a big rock in there, at least the size of a brick. You can tell by the kerplunk, right? The splash. So I'm just kind of hanging around, even though there's lots of black flies. Pretty cool. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey everybody. Okay, so just a little follow-up to Sasquatch throwing a boulder. Yeah, I know what a beaver tail slap sounds like, and this was definitely a kerplunk sound of a big splash, so maybe something jumped in the water from a elevated spot like off a tree, or it could be a rock. I mean, and the water was deep. You know how you can tell the difference with not deep, but 2-3 feet. It has to have that depth to make that type of kerplunk sound, I guess what I call them. But the reason I'm filming like this is I think there's a couple over there right now in that little area. Now I'm filming this kind of blind. Sun's in my eyes, and then the sun washes out. But over there, if I can see this, where there's a dead tree, I took a picture, and it looks like there's a couple hiding out. I'm going to keep filming while I look. Try not to look over there directly, but there's just in there. I was a little bit left here, like out in front of all this rubbish that I guess, I don't know if a beaver didn't do all that's all cut with well, maybe beaver did some of that, but they've broken up dams. But I haven't even seen a beaver in here, let alone write it off. I mean, if I seen a beaver swimming away, then yeah, I would have just said, oh yeah, beaver. And I definitely know what a beaver slap tail on the water sounds like. But I was just to the left here, and I noticed in the picture that there's like a fuzzy black thing peeking out from one of the trees over there, in behind that, to the right of that dead tree. Here's the dead tree. It's in there. In there somewhere. Maybe gone now. I walked up the road, and I got hung up by shooing water snakes off the road sunning. So who knows, maybe they came closer, seen me leaving, and then they left. Okay, I gotta shut this down. We'll take a couple of clips from different angles. All right, so pretty cool. 3-4 foot tall juvies tree peeking across the little pond there. That's really close to the road, actually. The purple line on the first picture is where the road is. So they're only like 20 meters or so in off the road. And at first I thought he was a little bit further away, but then I started to line up where the trees and the other identifying objects were. So he was a lot closer than I thought when I was doing that little video. He was more to the right. So pretty cool. The Juvie's watching me at the road, which is good for me because I don't need to be pulling ticks off me charging through the woods. The other thing I wanted to mention was part 2 of my interview with Duke about best and worst, some of my lifetime experiences. I've been having encounters since I was a kid over on World Bigfoot Radio there. Go check out that link below. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon from the woods or Bigfoot barn. Actually, that was a first. That was the first. I've had rocks thrown across my path just to get my attention, but that was the first kerplunk kind of one that, yeah, I know you've read stories where they're throwing small boulders or really big rocks into lakes and oceans or whatever, and canoers are going by. That was the first. So that was just yesterday around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, and look at how many years you already been doing this, and still you're getting first, you know.
Yeah, and all the years I've been doing this, I've only seen one cross the road in front of me at night. Wow. And it's like a brown-haired 5-footer, and it just looked like it was floating across the road. And I think I called it the Sasquatch cross the road, something like that. But yeah, so in all the years I've been looking, one road crossing, one kerplunk. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't even got that video up. I'll make a video of that, and I'll reference your show. I haven't even put that together yet. And
have you had
them? So fresh.
Have you had them shake your tent yet? There's another one to have on your bucket list.
No, I don't know if I want the shake and bake.
I've had that twice now. The second time was
really.
Yeah. Second time they were shaking the tent so vigorously, I was sitting upright in the tent, and it was hitting both sides of my head as they were shaking the tent back and forth.
I've had them tap my tent with fingers. That's it. Like, you know, like just like maybe a kid would do to annoy the parents while he's bored inside the tent, just to pink the side of the tent with the, you know, how you shoot a marble, just the kind of that little tap sounds on the side of the tent.
Yeah.
But I've never had something give me the shake and bake treatment. And
now this is the second time. We had it happen once with me and my cousin up in the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming in 1980, and this one just happened 2016 up in Coloma when I was up there with Researcher X. And yeah, that, you know, I had one of those A-frame tents, and he grabbed that center pole and just was whipping it back and forth, smacking me in both sides of the head with the sides of the tent.
Wow.
And I was like, well, this sucks. And I'm on my phone trying to call Researcher X in the car, going, turn the alarm on. She goes, I'm scared.
Nice.
I'm the one in the tent getting wailed on here. You're in the SUV with 2 pistols and a dog. Hit the alarm. You know?
Wow. Well, you know what? I think your Sasquatch, I mean, are more aggressive down there. Like just in general, I don't know, just maybe because there's so much more contact with your population.
Most of them here in Montana are pretty mellow, except for in the southwest corner. And me and Kelly Shaw from RMSO both noticed that because we've been looking at the reports, but that goes back at least 150 years. And Kevin vouched for it too. It was like, if you're in central Idaho, no problem. But as soon as you get over by the Bitterroot Mountains, which is on the Montana side, then the Squatch are super aggressive. And I'm not sure what to attribute that to, but it does seem to be mostly just the southwest corner of the state, and then those few areas that Todd Standing has done research in because they don't like him. So then that makes him hate every human after he's been there.
And don't hold us against other Canadians, right?
No, it's just Todd. The Bigfoot don't like Todd. As soon as he shows up, they start throwing rocks at him and pitching a fit. So.
Yeah, well,
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
so-
I don't know. Todd has mentioned that there were several troops here in Montana.
I don't know, and after some of my scary encounters and stuff, I've just been hanging around the wetlands. Like, you know, I got the video I can send you, the swamp Sasquatch with 19-inch prints. You know, the big female.
Yeah.
I think I sent you that. I caught. She's like off a quad trail going through wetland areas, and I use quad trails, but I hike them. So, you know, I'm pretty quiet going up and down them, and I've come across like dozens of prints in like a mushy grass areas and stuff like that, and then gotten some pictures and some videos and stuff, just clips of them ducking down in the grass or tree peeking and stuff like that. And it's quite amazing. Like once you actually get doing it, you know, you can, if you just persist, you can get out there and get some footage. Okay, so right up in there, trail's actually behind me to the left, but right up in there, we just got snooping around. We took a little break on those rocks, and then I went past it up to that bigger boulder there, and just to the left of it, we found dual trackway of a 14 and 17-inch prints with the 50-inch stride for the 17 going uphill, and didn't really find a matching one for the 14, but there was a like a 30-something inch stride, 36 or something. Pretty cool. We spotted a trackway on our hike. The interesting thing why I'm doing the second clip here, other than my little selfie footage, is that there's two print trackways, like right close together. So it's either a creature has gone this way more than once, or more than one came through at the same time. The bigger ones are 17 inches. Like this one's 16, and this one is like a 14. So walking almost in single file, following each other, or just a bit of a trackway passing through. The main trail is 50 meters that way, and then if see those two there, maybe if you can come in, you just see those two where something's been here more than one, because the sizes are different, but you can definitely see how this is way too wide for a boot. Same as that one. And then up here, there's a beautiful 17, but the stride, I'm just trying to, oh, there's the second one right here. There's another one right here. The stride is like 36 inches from this to that one, if it's the same, because there's a left, or if it comes from this one going uphill 50. Let's just see how big this one is. See, this is the bigger one, so that's back to 17, like the one up here. 50-inch stride going up on an incline like that, or whatever, elevation 30%. And then you lose a print here because of the hard granite rock face. And then I was just hiking, this is the one here I found where it tipped me off that these weren't just people with big boots, because here's a beautiful 17 one in moss, and then you can see where the toe punched in right here, where there's a little bit green grass growing. 17, but at the ball is over maybe 7 inches. 7 inches wide. It's not a person. So that's pretty cool. I wish we would have strayed this way. I've been here once before. I wish we would have snooped around here just so I could tell if it was here before. But that's pretty cool.
All right, so I'm just gonna let you look at some close-ups and give a little bit background information. We hiked there twice. Second time we went in reverse trail direction, and there's the print measurements, and I already said the stride measurements. But I got a picture of this guy down at the bottom of the hill, not far away, and he's probably the one that could be the one that left the 17-inch print because it looks like about a 9-footer, 14-inch print, probably 7 foot or so. So that's pretty awesome. And here comes a follow-up shot, and you see there's no Sasquatch there. The other thing I wanted to mention was I was bringing up the rear guard when we were hiking, and I'm pretty sure I could smell them. Probably a little one because it wasn't as bad as the big ones I've smelled. Thanks for watching.
But the one thing I always troubled by is how many these people that I guess claim to be elite or experts, and they've never even seen one because they're just so busy talking about it that I guess they don't have no time to go into the woods.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're busy walking around the woods monologuing into your cell phone or something, you're probably not paying that much attention to what's going on around you while you're busy monologuing into your cell phone.
Yeah, no, yeah, those guys too. But I mean the guys like we were talking about the guys who the old school guys who always would show up for the cameras, but if you ever ask them, well, where's your footage since you're being so skeptical of this person, you know what I mean?
Where's your really great pictures to compare to these that you say are no good? Oh, you don't have any pictures? Not even lousy ones? Oh, maybe you should sit down and shut up then, Bubba.
Yeah. So I think we've turned the corner in that regards that people are seeing that there's I'm just gonna say it, there's a lot of fakers or frauds out there that are just trying to exploit it for the little bit of celebrity status and whatever money they can make. And there's a lot of real people who used to be suppressed because they had to go through certain sites to get their stuff out there, and then their evidence would get suppressed or would get attacked, or they'd get run out of the trade because they were showing up the experts. But you know all that. That's all political stuff. We can get into that another time. But I mean, I'm all for public awareness and the education part. There's not much of a big following up here. There's some. There's mostly underground. I have to be all secretive about it. But there's a few of us in Canada still going strong. But I don't know, on YouTube these days, it's pretty much like I call it Bigfoot spam.
Yeah.
People, any kind of story, any kind of headline at all. There's no integrity, anything at all to get hits, to earn ad revenue. I made a spoof of this on my Facebook page, same name. Giant Sasquatch attacked army, and it was a clip, a still shot from the King Kong movie. You know what I mean? And then I explained, yeah, I know. Then I explained how all these creepypasta channels were just pushing the Bigfoot spam out there to make ad revenue, and they had no integrity at all towards the real field researchers. And you know what I mean? I used to get 100,000 hits on like a authentic picture. And now if I post a picture, I'm lucky to break 1,000.
Yeah, and
because everybody's
wasting their time listening to these stupid creepy pasta shows. If you have somebody reading somebody else's encounter, how do you know it's real? How do you know that this is something that somebody made up, a hoaxer made it up and sent them the story because they thought it would be funny to pull a prank on them? Or to just some of these channels just make their own damn stories up. They write their own stories and read them straight-faced as if it was actually true. If you think you're getting any actual Bigfoot information from these creepy pasta channels, you have lost your frickin' mind.
Yeah, I know. It's just all entertainment and hype.
And there's no substance. Hey, and if you want to be entertained, go to where the entertainment's good. Let me give you guys a tip. Dead Man Talking Forest Appear. Great channel. Doesn't lie to anybody and tell you that the stories are real. He lets you know right up front. He's got really great writers that write his stories for him, and then he does the narration, and they're excellent. And they're better than all the clickbait BS these other channels are turning out anyway. Go watch DMT, Dead Man Talking Forest Appear.
Yeah, no, I hear you, brother. But anyway, that brings us up to date, and I can send some more stuff over. I got lots of prints. I got Sasquatch pictures of them watching me hike by on trails. Sometimes they move, sometimes they don't. But yeah, I've gone a lot over the years, and so now I'm just I'm modifying my methods again, since I don't want them taken off my head anymore. So just to get a picture, right? I want to be able to. I've learned that they need a certain distance before, like a certain natural barrier, or for example, like a 100-yard wide pond before they'll risk getting up and walking. If they, on the other side of the pond there's human activity. I've learned that there's certain, like in certain situations, they need certain things in place for them to risk moving or to risk being seen.
And how did you learn that exactly? Did you learn that? Did you get that from a DNA sample, or did you get that from close observation?
Yeah, that's right on top of them and them on top of me.
Yeah.
Smelling.
So this is like something that you couldn't know from Bigfoot from looking at a DNA sample, right?
Yeah. So this is things that I've learned, like through a lot of fail and
because there's a guy out there saying that we don't need to do any more research because they've already got DNA samples of Bigfoot and they proved it's real, so they know everything there is to know about Bigfoot because they got a DNA sample.
Right. So, well, that's the thing too. A DNA sample of which breed, which type.
Yeah, I'm sure he couldn't answer that question. That would be like asking the guy at the bridge, what version, an African or a European swallow?
Yeah. What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then he'd go flying into the Gulf of Imminent Peril or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ways. But see, now that what I was saying, my knowledge is based on my area, the Sasquatch and how they behave in my area, and the terrain. Everybody's area and the Sasquatch behavior is different for where they're from. Because I used to get that. Well, the ones in my area aren't like that. Well, it's because you live in southern state. I live in northern Canada, where they have basically from where I live to the Arctic Circle to roam free without human interference, except watching out for a train or having to cross a highway. So, the ones up here don't have to be aggressive because there's unlimited land for them to relocate to if they get discovered.
Same thing here in Montana.
Living.
They could go from the Rattlesnake Wilderness area, which borders the town of Missoula, straight north to the Canadian border and cross it with only having to cross 2 roads in between. They've got 24 million acres of forest and 52 mountain ranges to wander around in. So these have got to be the most laid-back, mellow Bigfoot ever because they've got no pressure on them whatsoever, and they still don't like Todd Standing.
Yeah, well, I was gonna take a shot there, and you know what? And I bet you if you give him some mail, it'd get here quicker than the postal service.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
They could probably deliver it from the other side of the country and within the same week than our modern postal delivery services. But anyway, it's been a treat, Duke, coming back on, and I'll get you updated with my new stuff. Like I said, that the other counter was just so fresh. Want to thank you for having me on, and please, everybody, support his channel. If you can, help Kevin out. They're trying to raise some funds for his funeral expenses, because it was so sudden. And keep on squatching and support the researchers, not the entertainers.
Right on, brother. And let me echo that shout out. And you guys go on over and check out Blayne's channel. He's been doing this for over a decade. BLAYNETYLER on YouTube. He's got a ton of really interesting videos to watch. And of course, you guys just got done seeing parts of a lot of them on the show right here. So support your local subarctic Canadian researcher and show him some love. Get on over there, watch his videos, let your friends know that they're over there and that he's out there in the field doing research on all of our behalfs. And as to all the rest of you, make sure to follow the usual prohibitions. Do not poke Dogman with a stick. Don't flip off Mountain Giant. Don't poke the Pukwudgie. And whatever you do, do not hug the Wookiee. Night, everybody.